fostering women-centered discourse. Good morning, Dominica. Good morning, the rest of the world. Offering women a platform to be candid.
All of your life, you've been planning for a pandemic.
Share ideas and information relevant to our wholesome development.
My main concern was always for the people.
Join Jael Joseph and Trudy Christian on Woman2Woman every Monday to Friday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. as we discuss live and in living color on Digicel Channel 57, Facebook, and of course, the champion station, Vibes Radio. Vibes Radio is fostering women-centered discourse. Good morning, Dominica. Good morning, the rest of the world. Offering women a platform to be candid.
All of your life, you've been planning for a pandemic.
Share ideas and information relevant to our wholesome development.
My main concern was always for the people.
Join Jael Joseph and Trudy Christian on Woman2Woman every Monday to Friday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. as we discuss live and in living color on Digicel Channel 57, Facebook, and of course, the champion station, Vibes Radio.
Morning.
Hi.
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 Hi. How is everyone?
Good.
I'm so excited.
Me too. Just know that it's still dark here. It's like 6 o'clock in the morning. So, I'm up early just for you ladies and for your listeners. So I'm excited to be here.
Wow. You hear that, everyone? You hear that? She's up just for you guys this morning. So good morning, Jael. Good morning, Mayma. Good morning to our listeners who are tuning in. Mayma is with us this morning as a guest host, and she's one of our faithful Facebook followers. Mayma has been one of our triple Fs. So all the other triple Fs out there on social media, good morning to you guys. We have one of the crew with us.
I'm representing for everyone.
And good morning to all those of you if you're just logging on Vibes Radio. Good morning. Those of you who are been on the morning ride with us. I hope you guys having an awesome day. Trudy, I think your stuff keeps sticking. I don't know what's going on. Trudy keeps sticking. We were catching her like mid laughs, like like doing this and doing that. So on the other side, letting them know to fix Trudy's stuff to get her organized and get us back up and running normally. You back?
Yeah.
I don't know.
And interestingly, I was hearing you and you were stuck. So I guess we had a little moment of bad connection, but I'm there.
Yeah. Good. Those of you who are logging in on Digicel Channel 57, both in Dominica and on Montserrat, good morning to you. Those of you on TuneIn, our cohort listeners, where else we have people? Trudy.
Our bus drivers, our people driving to work, all of you guys, those groups.
Those on the pod.
On the pod, right?
Oh, because those people, the kind of messages I get sometimes, I'm like, okay, morning.
Yeah.
There's some admirers on the ports.
That's good.
We bought you. I don't have luck on the pot, Jael. So tell
them. Your luck is about to change.
Tell them life is one place I don't have luck is on the pot. Good morning to you, customers.
Why you want to tell them to stay? That might just change. Don't tell them stay. So we have a guest host.
Yes,
We have a guest host. So now and again we have a bit of a delay. So I'm not sure why that is. Hopefully, we can get it all out. You hear what Nadisha says? It's a good place to have admirers on the phone. Yes, my girl, that's a good.
Nadisha.
I'll tell you.
Nadisha.
You can get a discount on your
But Mayma, you know. Then people have to go by the books. They go by the books.
Really? I thought it's who you know, what you know, who you know, cousin.
I don't get into that conversation. No? That conversation there.
Anyway, let me just tell that it has never worked out for me having admirers on the boat. I still pay my full price. So I mean, I don't know. I don't know if you all getting benefits. I haven't gotten any. I'm so sad about that. But that's how it is. That's how it is. So Jael, I want some admirers. Maybe in the airlines. So travel agents.
Now she picking her admirers. Where you are them bus drivers that can give you a ride from Castle Comfort to Roseau. You like listen, man, Trudy. Like you have to start small. You can't jump all the way on a plane and you know start small.
Yeah. Oh, Jael, you are the worst. Yeah, maybe I'll ignore that. I'll ignore that, and I will tell you that if you know any travel agents, when COVID is over, that's where I want to be traveling. All right. So let me leave Jael alone.
Is COVID ever going to be over though? Like I feel like
I don't know. I think it's going to be here for a long time. Even at my work, we're expected to go back in July to 2021. We'll be working from home until the summer of next year.
Wow.
So
we said that together. Wow.
Yeah. So I think we're in for a long haul. Hopefully there's a vaccine, and I think we can only hope. That's it.
Yeah. But I mean, it will never be over in the true sense, but I do anticipate, as it continues to spread and people develop strategies and maybe there's herd immunity that kind of maybe will come along, we'll maybe start feeling it less. Like, like the common cold or the flu, how it's like a regular thing. So that's my hope for the future, that travel will once again be a thing. Yeah, and I could go somewhere.
You and me both, Trudy. You and me both. Like even now, like it's such a hassle to the amount of things that you have to do by yourself. You're traveling with kids. Like you have to, for one, because of course we have to transfer over from a different airport. We have to go through all of this, what we call, based on that island. And then if you have to overnight, you have to overnight and go through it again next morning and go through this when you get to Dominica. I personally think it's so much of a hassle. I wish Dominica had easier. It was easier to get to Dominica without having to stop anywhere. I mean, I don't mind all of the precautions that people have put in place because I feel like it's necessary for your own protection and everything. But it's just, it's so discouraging, to be quite frank and to be honest with you. Like, it's discouraging for me to want to leave Canada now to go to Dominica, going through all of what you have to go through to get to Dominica. And then to know when you reach Dominica, you might have to be quarantined for another 14 days.
Yeah.
So...
No, I think it's certainly challenging, especially for families with kids, And I think it will be around for a long time. I think a lot of countries are trying to mitigate the risk and having people go through this vetting process, to make sure that, they're healthy and when they come to that country, that they don't infect others. So I see both ways. I see the positives, but I also see the inconvenience for people.
Right. Definitely inconvenient, but also necessary.
Yes.
Inconvenience.
Yeah.
Right. And some of the difficulty that we're talking about in getting to Dominica, some people have, said that maybe that's why we're still in this bubble. As of now, not having active cases. So it's like it's a blessing and a curse.
Because
Yes.
I did hear that there was one non-national. It's alleged that there may be one non-national.
I heard that's not true, but yeah, there has been a rumor. But I heard that was
Oops. Sorry.
people one on one, and so I don't know. It's unconfirmed.
Yes. But I hope that once things get better, because it's still new, right? It's still fairly new. Like even like traveling within Canada, you don't have to go through all of this testing if you're traveling within. So probably something similar could be put in place probably for the Caribbean islands. Like if you're going through the Caribbean islands, that it's not as yes, everybody wants to protect themselves, but probably should they, that is why I've been advocating for one Caribbean since generations ago, although I'm not generations old. But it would be so much easier if there was more collaboration, that you would not have to go through all of the like it's from your port of your original destination to your final destination somewhat, and that would be considered instead of all the in-betweens that has to happen when you're going through the different islands. Because, I mean, some people travel for work, and imagine if you have to get that thing every island that you've stopped off at. Granted, you may be a carrier or you may be asymptomatic or whatever it is, but still, it should be at your port of from your exit to your final destination, somewhat. That's just my take on the whole.
Right. I think like I continue to have a bad connection. I don't know if you guys are hearing me.
Yeah,
I'm hearing.
I can hear you and see you.
Okay, because you all keep sticking for me. So when we break, I'll try to make that work a little
Yes.
better. But yeah, it's maybe some collaboration could ease up the inter-island hassle. But I guess as time progresses, things might evolve, and that might actually become, a suggestion that's taken jail. So we have to wait and see what happens. It's still so fresh, and people are kind of.
I know that it will happen, but it has to happen. It will take a little bit of time, for people to because it's people trying to figure out how people are even contracting this thing, right? So I don't expect miracles to happen overnight and things to change, but just throwing ideas out there. We have a brain and we are entitled to our opinion and our opinions and our views. So, and that's what.
But you also have to understand too that there are different policies and different governments that govern those different countries with different tourism expectations. So you can certainly, the inter-travel would be fantastic. But I think if you have a universal policy that kind of guides everyone and make sure that all the countries are following certain standards, that would need to be implemented before we can safely just loosen up the border rules, and have people flowing freely from country to country.
Yeah, I completely agree. I personally have been asking for a bridge to connect all the islands. Hello, like build a bridge. Just build a bridge and connect.
What you call it? An underwater tunnel. An underwater, something.
What I don't understand though. What I don't understand is that why is it that the Caribbean islands, there's been so much focus placed on the Caribbean islands in the last 50 years, where tourism is concerned, where so many different things are concerned. There's focus there. Whether or not we call it Dominica might get lost in the Dominican Republic, but there's a lot of focus placed on the Caribbean, and I feel like the focus is kind of mis it's not directed properly. It's not directed properly in the sense of we should be thinking about connecting our islands, and so that it's easier for tourists to travel from one to the next, something like what Europe does, like where you can go from France to Italy to all of these different places. Like, why not have a submarine that travels or have a bridge you can drive across, and everybody can have their own regulations at their port of entry. But just make it, But then again, I'm probably a little bit too futuristic.
I think the infrastructure would be complicating things. I think when you think about the Caribbean islands and even financially, I mean, who would take on that responsibility, right? Who would contribute to it?
I know that.
Yeah.
That, like, who's responsible would it be? Who's responsible? Government A and government B, or should it be, like who connects the dots? So that's a good point, Mayma. That's a good point. Like, financially, like, this whole issue with Trump and the wall, like Mexico will pay for the wall.
Yeah.
So it's like that.
It's that's pretty expensive, and especially building through water. Yeah, it's crazy.
Right.
I am sure all the money we've been getting from China, they would be happy to come on board. Just throwing it out there.
Ready? We have quite a few people telling us good morning. I wanted to recognize them. We haven't recognized some of our listeners who are talking to us. Rosalind, good morning. Gloria. Remember, a lot of people, as we said, are happy to see who is our Facebook followers who always see your name pop up in the comments. So Nisha is saying, good morning. Hi, Mayma. Francilia is saying that it is wonderful to see Mayma. So we have, and Allison is saying that she normally listens on Vibes Radio, on the radio frequency, but she wanted to see who Mayma was.
Oh, Allison, she's in the Dominica Food Group. Love her. And, Nisha and Francilia, they're my friends. So hi to everyone. I'm so happy you guys are tuning in.
Yes.
Yeah. So they wanted to see who that faithful Facebook follower was, live and in living color on social media this morning.
People forget that you can also be a guest, right? All you have to do is send us an email. I mean, it's so easy to be a guest on Woman2Woman show. If you feel like you have a point of view that you want to voice, or you have a something to talk about, like, let us know. And we'll see if we can make that space for you. Of course, it has to go for the producers, so it's not all up to us. But bring your content and come on, right?
Definitely.
We got because Trudy has to fix up her camera. Fix up her lights.
Yeah.
And I have to put up my
It's still dark here, so it's really dark. So I got to put some light.
Yes. So we're gonna take a short break. When we come back, more Woman2Woman. We're gonna be talking. Mayma brings in her twist to the conversation. So it's kind of like she's leading the way today, right? On Girl Talk. So that's okay. So tune in, stay tuned. Share the live, right, Trudy? Share the live. We're coming back right after this.
Oh, make sure you share the live.
We're coming back, guys, right after this, okay?
Do you have a question for us on Woman2Woman? Send in your questions on 767-245-0514 or email us at w2w.vibesradio@gmail.com. Tune in Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. to the Champion Station with Jael Joseph and Trudy Christian, only on Vibes Radio.
Didn't you know the only place to go, Vibes Radio? Silk, say so.
LA Jupiter is giving you 10 days of summer. From July 21st to the 31st, get discounts on selected items each day. In the fabric store, get 20% off swimsuit fabric, sheeting, upholstery, drapery, work fabric, mats, ready-made curtains, sheet sets, mattress, and school fabric. In the hardware store, get 25% off garden, household, general hardware, bathroom accessories, small appliances, paint accessories, hand tools, outdoor and patio, sanitary ware, and kitchen. Each day is a different product, same discount. Call 448-2310 or visit us on Facebook and Instagram for more details. Come home to quality. 10 days of summer. Only at LA Jupiter. Huggies Active Sec disposable diapers provides the best absorption results. Its Velcro Dura technology provides a long-lasting fit for up to 12 hours of absorption and are available in sizes small to XXL at an affordable price. Huggies Active Sec, aiding your baby to explore the world. Available at all supermarkets and shops island-wide and distributed by Springfield Trading Limited.
Right now it's woman time. Hey, it's your girl Tasha P, and you're listening to Woman2Woman.
We're back.
Yes.
Yes, we're back.
I hope everything is nice and clear now.
Yes.
Yes.
I hope so too. Everybody looks good, so that's great.
Well, that's what happens sometimes, right? And when you're living in a virtual land, nowadays, when you're in virtual lands, virtual things happen, like internet issues and all of that. Speaking of virtual,
Right.
we'll let Mayma take the lead on the virtual discussions.
Oh, virtual discussion. Give me a clue.
We've been with COVID, we've had to do so much virtually. Yeah, so we're like in a virtual reality, basically. Maybe I know Jael wanted to take the lead on that because you are a blogger, a food blogger. I have seen you. Somebody says you côtoie them with your food because they're so jealous. They're so jealous of what you're cooking. So I know in terms of some of the virtual reality that we are now presented with. I know you involved heavily. So yeah, we want to talk about a bit about that. Get your input. Get the audience's input. I specifically want to talk about virtual dating.
Oh, very nice.
Yes. That's what
I guess I live in a virtual world.
a lot of us.
Yes. No, I enjoy cooking. I really, really do. And since the pandemic started, I joined this wonderful Dominica food group, and I have just been cooking for my family every day. And before I used to take food from work, actually, take food home because I really didn't have time to come home and cook a proper meal. But now that I have a lot of time on my hands, I've been cooking, and I started my blog called Dominica Gourmet. So that's where I share Dominican recipes and just different foods that are inspired by my Dominican culture, especially growing up and having my mom cook a lot of different variety of foods for us. So I wanted to kind of enhance that and to show it in a different light, even though I'm not currently in Dominica, but the food will remain with me forever. It's this nostalgic feeling that I have that anytime I'm sad or I'm happy, I always feel that Dominican comfort food would always get me to where I need to be. So certainly it's something I enjoy doing and sharing, and I love sharing with people. And people on the group, they're so friendly and just Dominicans on a whole, just very sweet, supportive, and I really appreciate that. Yeah.
I'm staying sad.
Was that sorry?
We have this. One of these girl talk. I think it was maybe a Friday, girl talk Friday. We Jael and I had a whole discussion about food and people crying down other people's food choices. So so we delved into some of the non-supportive aspects of those, these kind of food groups that we had seen. It was interesting though, because there was some, crying out against chicken feet at the time, yeah. and some of the stuff that was posted. But I guess you could make it what you want it to be. So, you bringing up the fact that the nostalgia is there, you're cooking for your family, you find the support in the group. That experience is wonderful. You made it that experience for you.
No, absolutely.
So that sounds great.
I feel like it's very therapeutic when I cook. So I have this really amazing, passionate love for food. Like whenever I travel, I just search for restaurants. I'm like a foodie. No matter if it's street food or if it's Michelin star restaurant foods, I'm really into foods. So even in Dominica, and the chicken feet and the cow feet and the pig feet, that's okay with me. I think it's whatever anybody is comfortable with, we have to appreciate them and meet them where they are. So it's not everybody that can put a piece of steak on a plate, or it's sometimes people want to cook chicken feet because they like chicken feet or that's what they have.
Boy, I like all of the above. You're a foodie, I'm an ET. So, anything, as long as it's well prepared and it's tasty, I'll eat it. So,
yeah.
Chicken,
yeah, no.
But ladies, how do you feel though? I mean, because we're in the virtual realm now.
Yeah.
The whole aspect of cooking and showing up your food, which I think really blew up with the COVID era. Do you feel like it makes, maybe your answer would be yes, but let me just still ask. Sure. It makes the whole aspect of cooking and eating, more exciting, like the whole virtual aspect of sharing it, taking pictures. Does it make it more exciting or does it make it more stressful?
No, I think what it is once you're a creative person and you enjoy food, then the opportunity presents itself to you where you kind of prepare something and the whole process of preparing it is exciting because you just never know how it's going to turn out, And I think the idea of sharing it with people and sharing it with the world or whoever, it just makes people happy. If people see good food on the plate, it kind of internalizes it for them and they feel that they're right there with you. So even when I present food, I want to make it seem like you are there in my living room with me, and we're gonna eat that joint. We're gonna eat that food. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So, yeah, I think sharing part of it is fine, and people just want to share the creativity because we're locked up in the house, not much outside interaction, and if we can interact and bond through food, that's amazing. And even bond culturally, like cultural foods that you haven't seen in so long, like fourchine and boudin, and tonton, So those things warm the heart. It doesn't only look good but it brings back this feeling, like I mentioned, this nostalgia that we all crave at some point in our lives. Because we remember when we had that food, we remember where we were and how we felt. Like, I love kubawi, right? And whenever I see kubawi, it brings back this feeling of me running out under the kubawi tree to pick up as many kubawis as my hand could carry.
That is your memory of kubawi. Mine is the after effects of kubawi. Mine is the after effects of eating kubawi and stinking up the whole room. That was my after effect of kubawi. And all the powder that would be all on your face.
Yeah.
I've never had kubawi. I've never had...
You are
No,
not know. You are
But you see, so that is something about the whole virtual aspect of sharing food and sharing food-related content. People get to learn so much more than they would learn, just stuck in their particular area, eating what they've always been eating. So, right, so like just talking to you all, and you all are both in different, you all grew up in different places that I grew up in, and you all are currently not in the same place that I am in. And I'm finding out about something that I didn't know about. So I guess the whole virtual aspect of it has kind of broadened horizons for a lot of us, made us know about things, because I'm like, that is something people eat now. Let me try that, or let me go look for that.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So,
yeah, it's just being innovative, in being innovative with what we have. Like, my kids love bakes, but they like the mini bakes. Like, I like my bakes big and fat and fluffy. They like tiny bakes, and I put it in a stick, and then they're in heaven. I mean, there's certain things that we can do with our food. Like, recently, I just did plantain, and I kind of roasted it. I sliced it up very small and roasted the whole dish. Perhaps it has never been done before, but you can kind of see where we can appreciate our food and push that creativity and just make it unique, right? So when you share and you see ideas, you're like, hey, like you said, I can do this with this. Then you go out and you find, the sources, and you call the farmer in Mount Prospect that you had on your show yesterday, and you get that away. I mean, you just want to make, something using your own ingredients, using our local stuff, right? And just making it look good and presentable. So it's all that joy.
Some of our listeners are weighing in on the virtual food discussion. Crystal is saying she thinks it's motivating, sharing all the food, content. Rosalind is saying, I think the sharing of foods is very inspirational. Gloria is saying Dominica Hotel and Tourism Association, DHTA, should tag Dominica Gourmet to its main page. So Mayma, they're pushing for Dominica Gourmet, which is your food blog, to be tagged to the DHTA's main page. And Nadisha is saying, yo, memories flooding from weekends in Vegas growing up eating kubawi. Well, yes, so the kubawi crew.
The kubawi crew, the kubawi crew. Kubawi and Grandmama and Kiwis and Fat Folk.
Yes.
Y'all don't know.
Absolutely.
Y'all also don't know.
No. Good memory.
Yeah, putting my favorite was putting the Grandmama in the plastic bag with sugar and eating like an ice pop.
Yes. The Grandma. Oh my God. You had to put the brown sugar on it. Yes. Those are great memories.
Or looking for, what is it? Sweet peas, the one that have the gum in it that we used to eat like chewing gum.
Yeah.
That,
God.
what's it called? I can't remember the.
Yeah.
You open the pot.
We go.
No, it's a peas. You open the
Oh yeah, Padu.
not padu, not padu.
Okay.
Oh yes, it's padu. It is padu. Yes. Oh my God, so many different things.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, but everybody's so sweet. And Gloria is like, a marketing guru. She's always just talking about my blog and just trying to promote it. So she's family, so that's nice.
Yes. It's good to have everybody here on there. And I hope you guys, all of you who are commenting, I hope you've at least hit the share button and share the live so other folks can get in on the conversation. And you've tagged a friend, you've tagged someone, you've let them know that we're here with Mayma. A lot of people wanted to see what Mayma looks like or know who Mayma is. Just to give you guys a little background, Mayma is Dominican born, from Tebow to be exact.
Yes.
From Tebow. She's family. I'll leave it at that, and I'll continue letting you guys know exactly what she does and how she's contributing today to this discussion.
Sure. So, of course, I was born in the village of Tebow to Magdalene and Lipson Massacot, or Magdalene and Lipson Massacot. Most people know my dad. He's like a pillar in the north. And I moved to Toronto. Actually went to school in Rose. I went to Wesley High School. I was the head girl of Wesley High School, which I'm very proud of. And then I taught in Paybush and Penville for 1 year. I was like 15, 16, and I was teaching. So from there, we left and we migrated to Toronto, which my entire family migrated with me. And it was such an amazing experience. I went on to do undergrad and grad studies in Ottawa. And then I met my husband, and then we moved to California. We moved to New York, and then to California. And
tell us about how you met your husband, because that comes to the whole.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. So before I go into this, I'm just going to say then I moved to California. I have 3 children, age 15, 13, and 7, and I'm currently working in tech company here in Silicon Valley, and I really enjoy just relaxing and having fun with my family. About myself, so I know Jael asked how I met my husband. I met my husband 21 years ago, actually, and 21 years ago, we did not really have as much tech influence as we do right now, and I was in Ottawa trying to figure out without going to do a PhD at McGill. I was on my computer doing some research. And then I got this ping. It was an instant message. Someone sent me an instant message. I was like, who's this person trying to kill me on the internet, sending me an instant message? And I didn't respond because, of course, I was nervous. And then the person pinged me again. I think on the 3rd attempt, I decided to just respond. And I responded, and the person said, oh, hi, I'm here in New York saying hello. Because back then, we didn't really have a dating site or anything. I was on AOL. I bought the CD. I just got the computer. I bought it secondhand, carried it on the bus. It was a big computer. I mean, the back of it was this long, So took it home in my apartment, put the CD in, log on to AOL. I think I paid $29.99 to log on. Which back in the day, you had a ton-ton-ton, when it logs into the cloud. So I was very nervous about responding. And then my AOL profile, which I still have, is like Vogue 747. And then I had that I'm in Ottawa, and the computer I was using is a 486, and that was it. And I think, I had Black Beauty as my name instead of my Mayma Raphael. So he pinged, I guess he was online because he loved Ottawa, and he was searching to see who was online in Ottawa. And back in 99, I mean, that was a long time ago. And then when I responded, he was like, oh my God, hi, I'm just saying hello, blah, blah, blah. And, he didn't know what I looked like because, back in the day, you didn't have photos of yourself or anything. And we started communicating on the computer. pinging. He pinged me, I would ping him back, instant message. And then he asked me where I was from. I said, oh, you wouldn't even know. A little island in the Caribbean. He's like, which one? I said, Dominica. He said, well, yeah, my dad's from Dominica. I was like, no. You mean Dominican Republic? He said, no, Dominica. He's actually, I was like, are you kidding me? And then that was it. I got off the computer. Then we went to telephone. And then we started talking. And then we found out that his dad lives in Massac, in Sibuli. And I was like, are you kidding me? A Dominican person reached me from New York on a computer that I just got. It was insane. So I went to visit him I went to visit my cousin Pearl, who of course lives in New York, and under the guise of hopefully trying to
you can do buzz if you want to. Don't try that.
No, it was
them you go in and see Pearl. We've been
actually, before that, he sent me he FedExed me photos of himself. FedEx. And I was like, okay, he looks good. Yeah, because then you cannot email a picture or you cannot take a, scan or, So I said, okay, he looks nice. But I didn't have anything to FedEx him, so I didn't FedEx him pictures. And then, because you just never know, right? So then I went to, when I was at the airport, he came to pick me up, and I had no idea what he looked like, because sometimes people could possibly lie. I don't know this person. I think it was a big risk, but I was talking to him so much and realized that we shared so many values. And you kind of know right away when you meet that person that you want to take it to the next level, because the level of compassion and just niceness all around, I felt very comfortable that I was meeting someone really nice. And being from Dominica just took away all my fears and anxiety that I had about this person, because of course, we bond, culturally, even though he had never visited Dominica then, because he was born in London. But then I still felt that connection. As I mentioned last time in a comment, hybrid Dominican. So he certainly was a hybrid Dominican. His mom's Jamaican and dad's Dominican. So when I was at the airport and I saw this person walking towards me, I was like, please God, don't let him be the guy. He kept on walking. I was like, thank you, Jesus. And then this other guy came, big smile, with a bouquet of flowers. And then that was it. We just, I didn't want him to feel, alienated. So, of course, I brought him 3 ties, not 1, not 2, but 3. And then from then on, we just started, bonding closely, connecting at a different level and trying to understand each other. And within 3 months, he said, that's it, we're getting married. 3 months, because my mom always said, don't give the cow, something about the cow and the milk. Right. But yeah. So he was like, hey, you want to move to New York? I was like, well, the cow and the milk, So I decided that I wasn't gonna give the milk away. Milk for free. So then he's like, well, we got to get married. So we got engaged in 3 months after meeting each other, and then we have been married for 20 years. We just celebrated last week, 20th anniversary.
Wow. Remember, our audience is glued to this story. Like, the comments are coming in. Nadisha is saying, why are my eyes full of water? I feel like my eyes too. I'm like, I'm like, my mascara. Oh my God, let me not mess it up.
Yeah.
If I didn't know the story, I probably would. I think when Mayma told me the story, I had the same reaction. Like, they
and it was so funny. My late mother, after Valentine's Day, I had quite a few frogs, as my cousin called them. Because, you go through relationships. I met him when I was 25. But before I was 25, I dated and trying to find that perfect guy. He doesn't exist. I like my guys to be cool and, like, going to the club or whatever, you know what I mean, back in the day. And then this well-polished, professional engineer, nerdy guy comes along, and I was like, okay, you got to step up your game. So I think it's a lesson to learn that we should never just look at a certain situation and disqualify people. Because if I had said, oh, I want a guy who wears baggy pants or who's cool or who knows all the hip hop lyrics, then I would have missed out on a great opportunity. So ladies, never just throw opportunities out the door just because they don't add up at the moment,
I completely agree.
But, yeah.
But remember, this story is so awesome. It's so, as I said, all the listeners are just, I'm not even reading all the comments from the Woman2Woman page because, people are sending hearts and people are going wild. But my thing is, it was a virtual connection, which is what, we really wanted to talk about. Yeah. And from how you describe it, from that first ping and then the communication just started and it flowed. But what about people who really have an issue communicating virtually and maybe cannot get their best self across through the virtual realm? Like, I noticed that that's a big thing. Everybody tries because now with social media, WhatsApp, everything, it's like everything seems to just go towards the virtual thing first, like send this person a message. But then sometimes the communication factor is just it's not possible.
Yeah.
But maybe if you met the person face to face, they would have been better able to, communicate with you. So, what do you think about that, Jael? What do you think about that? Is it can it be for everybody, or is it for people who, can actually communicate virtually properly?
I think what it is, though, I think what we did early on is not kept the virtual conversation going, because although I'm a social person, I like to communicate. Like, whenever someone posts something or says something to me, I will put a whole paragraph, because that's how I am, right?
Right.
So you say, I love your food, I'll give you a whole paragraph of how I made it, right?
Right.
So I'm very social in that sense, but I felt that I could not get my whole being through the computer. I felt that having that telephone connection, I can convey myself better through dialogue, through talking, right? So
I share the same sentiments as you, Mayma, in the sense of, in as much as I like speaking to people on WhatsApp, whatever, I feel like if I have a connection with somebody, we need to pick up the phone. Like, if you're not gonna pick up the phone and speak to me, and I need to hear your voice. And I also have so much of an issue with the tones of texting. You might want to say something and the person interprets it as something completely different in a text. And I remember, like, even when Jovian and I started going out, he sent me a message once and I read it incorrectly. And I at that point, reading the message, I said to him, I don't think there's going to be anything for you and I think we should go our separate ways. Like, that's how I read the message. And he quickly picked up the phone and he called me and was like, oh, you're reading the message wrong. Read it again. Like, and this is what I meant by this. I said, but that's not what I got out of it. Yeah. So sometimes you lose out. I mean, you have to know at a certain point when you're speaking to somebody virtually, when it's necessary to pick up the phone and start communicating on the phone, because that long texting back and forth, people misread, and there you think you're getting Prince Charming when that person is probably not, or there you're thinking that person can be standoffish when that person actually is not.
No, absolutely. A lot can get lost in communication. So certainly having dialogue and talking and getting to know the person better, I think people express themselves better, and then you can judge by the tone of their voice.
The tone, exactly. Because that's what I think, messes up. And Jael just gave a perfect example too. Like in some of the virtual type of communication that we may be having, you lose tone. Like, I mean, people may be communicating, they may be. Angela, I think you'd mentioned that another one of
Not,
on
not just lose
the
tone.
emojis.
You add a tone to it, not just losing it. You add your own tone to it.
You have your own tone, right? And your own tone might be based on some experience that you've had with somebody else. That's not even what that particular person is trying to convey. You know what I mean? And then also to the use of emojis or the use of certain pictures. Like what
Yes.
you might be trying to put across is not even actually what I get. You know?
Yeah.
So it's so complicated. And I do love the phone. I really love, like, Mayma, what you described, that is so me. Like, I said this to somebody just last night. I'm like, when we need to talk, when we need to actually lay things out properly and for us to understand each other, we need to actually either talk face to face or be on the phone. The WhatsApp thing is, doesn't work in that case.
I agree with you guys. I think in any relationship, whether it is a relationship or it's personal or even professional, we as human beings have to understand when it's necessary to pick up the phone. Back and forth emails, that probably not solving the problem, pick up the phone. Speaking to somebody and you're not sure about what that person meant, pick up the phone. You're communicating to somebody about something, trying to say something, and then they're getting it different when they're getting upset, pick up the phone. Or you want to connect to somebody at a different level. Yes, you connected virtually but there comes a point where you need to know when I'm going to pick up the phone and start having serious conversations with that other person. The only way you're really gonna get a feel of that person is
right.
hearing the voice and all of that.
No, let's take some comments from our listeners. We've been getting a few comments. Someone is saying face to face is more emotion and it's harder to lie. It's better to build yourself in person with somebody than on the phone. But of course, in long distance situations, for instance, the face to face might just not be possible. You know what I mean?
I was lucky enough that my husband's cousin is a pilot. So he gave me a lot of buddy passes back then. So I was able to travel from Toronto, from Canada to New York every weekend or vice versa. So that helped us compress time and space. So it made it so much easier for us to get to know each other. And then when we got married, we spent 5 years with no kids just to get to know each other and to appreciate each other. So we kind of dated after we got married. 5 years, then we brought kids into the mix. And then our whole life was turned upside down after we
let me take another comment. Alison has said social media has facilitated easier communication, but it has also killed communication as well. People have learned to communicate via emoji and short tweets, but can't seem to be able to sit and hold a conversation. And I've seen that for real. So I don't think we should lose that. Like, we should try to consciously, still have these type of voice conversations with people,
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think too is connecting is going to be the biggest challenge, right? Where do you find this person? There's so many different apps out there. Like my Facebook, what I work for, we have Love at Facebook. We have a matchmaking app as well. There are lots of different websites. Thank goodness we didn't have to go through them, because I almost feel that when you have so many options, you really have to pick that one. So building like from communities or networks that certainly helps. And then you can connect virtually, But it may be challenging to find that perfect person just swiping and swiping and swiping. But getting to know people better will strengthen that relationship, and also even having other people vet people for you, like, your networks or the people that you hang out with or where you work. Those are great places to start as well.
I also think too that choosing the right virtual platforms to meet people, you have to learn what each platform kind of sort of does. Like, if you're really trying to get to date somebody, know that a specific platform might not be the best place to date somebody. If you're looking for like a one night stand, there are platforms that do just that for. And I'm not gonna call any names. I'm sure most of us would know what they are, especially if you've gone out there looking for a virtual connection, right? But just picking the right platforms that will suit your personal need, and knowing that if I'm on a specific platform, that there's a very good chance that I'm not really looking for something serious,
Yeah.
or that I may actually be looking for something pretty solid, you know? So I think you also have to weigh those options. And just because that platform might be free doesn't mean that that is probably what you should gravitate towards based on your own needs.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
But ladies, what about platforms that you might not be on that particular platform for a dating purpose or meeting people purpose? It's just a platform that you use for business, you use for socialization, and people also, of course, use those to try to pick up or try to make connections. What do you feel about you having a platform that you use maybe for business, for whatever it is, and people trying to reach out and make connections with you via that type of platform? Is that a solid no?
I don't think you should qualify any opportunity to meet someone, because I feel that you just never know where it's going to lead. And if you guys are on the platform, obviously you share something in common, right? It could be, I don't know. I mean, for Facebook, you may have mutual friends. LinkedIn, you may have certain network connections. So, because of the world we live in right now and everyone is so connected, I almost feel that it's an easy and convenient way to meet people. Yes, it would be nice to go to a bar or a country club or, I don't know, or down the road or somewhere to meet someone, but those opportunities are far and few, So making it easy and convenient by just tapping on someone's name, looking at their profile and sending them a message. If you're not interested, you can just say, okay, I'm not interested, but then never disqualify opportunities. That's my motto, because especially for me, it was easy for me to say no to this person that's trying to stalk me on the internet and, possibly on the internet, but I took a chance on love, and so far it has paid off big time.
Wow.
We gotta wrap up, guys. I know we're enjoying the conversation, and the folks are definitely enjoying it. People have been sharing the live, but we gotta wrap up. And I want to just say thank you very much to Mayma for joining us and giving us a wonderful story, her virtual food story, and her virtual relationship.
A virtual love story.
And we hope that we can have Mayma on again in the near future as another guest host, because it's always good to have these kinds of conversations. And we hope that others will say, hey, we want to be part of this thing. How can we be a guest? It's very easy. All you have to do is send us an email and say, I want to be a guest. That's it. And if you like the Woman2Woman page, all the contact information is on there for you. So thank you very much, Mayma.
Thank you guys for inviting me to be on your show. It's I really appreciate it.
Yeah,
Mayma, it was definitely a pleasure. Our listeners are still sharing, feedback. Melinda said that it was an exciting conversation, and many of us need to hear this. And Jade bigged you up, Mayma. She said she is loving this topic, and she just wanted to communicate that your hair is everything.
Oh.
So, Mayma, thank you. Thank you so much.
I'm trying my best. Thank you.
Thank you very much for joining. Guys, before we head out, I just want to let you guys know, those of you who are on the live, that we'll be connecting with another radio station in about 2 seconds, and we'll be doing a radiothon to raise funds for Felix Henderson. Felix Henderson is one of my first friends, and those of you Dominicans, you know who Felix is. If you don't know who Felix is, then you're not a Dominican. Plain point, period. Felix Henderson is one of the staples of our society in terms of the level of information and entertainment and communication that he brought across over the years from his shows from Experience Creole, and he was part, one of my A-teamers when I was an Africans A-team on the A-team show, and he is one of the most amazing men in Dominica, one of the leaders and showcase. He needs your help. So there is a radio fund to raise funds for him. I just wanted to say that in like 1 minute. And we encourage you guys to stay tuned to Vibes Radio. The radiothon will continue on Vibes Radio. So log in and show your support, donate, and help get Felix Henderson the help that he needs, the medical attention that he needs.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Okay, Jael, you did it.
Yes, absolutely.
Guys, have a great weekend. All our listeners, have a great weekend. We will be back with more Woman2Woman on Monday. See you guys. Enjoy.
Take care. Bye.
Vibes Radio is fostering women-centered discourse and action, offering